There was Grand Slam, Australia, all the way in Brisbane, and then across the ocean for a revolution. But first a stop in Phoenix for a taping where Tony Khan must figure out how to format a show. Can he just have the wrestlers and the fans go with the flow? Oh, nobody knows, because the good ideas from Tony Khan will usually go right up his nose. Oh no, I don't think Tony Khan even knows how to get to Kokomo. Straight up his nose, but perhaps he will understand how to book a show. Thanks, guys. I'm John Ritten with my review of AEW Dynamite, fresh off of Collision Grand Slam. Should have been a pay-per-view, maybe should have been a Dynamite, should have honestly been a whole lot bigger, but still a pretty goddamn raucous crowd. And this particular venue was the Arizona Financial Theater in Phoenix, Arizona. Not the only time they're going to be in Arizona, more on that later. So apparently the capacity is around 5,000. They had about 3,000 according to WrestleTix. I will say this. After watching the pandemic era where they, were at Daly's place, they learned how to shoot, the amphitheater setting. I'll say that I don't mind them running places like this, because even if they only get 3,000 or so people in a venue like this and it's not quite full, they can shoot around it and it could look better. And I do have some things to say in a positive light about the show. I also have certain things I just don't care for that I'm going to rail against. I also do want to say that as far as anybody that got released from the company, Miro, it was long overdue for both sides. He didn't want to be there. The company wasn't going to get anything out of him. Malachi Black, same thing. Ricky Starks is on NXT programming. And you know what? Now he's Ricky Saints. Oh no, they changed his name. WWE has wanted to own the trademark to pretty much every talent's name. That's just nothing new. Talent turnover is going to happen regardless of the company. If you are a proper wrestling fan, this tribalism bullshit, you're going to support the talent you care about. If you strictly only care about the company, you are doing it wrong. There's nothing wrong with, appreciating a particular style, but let's stop with the tribalism bullshit. I'm not going to stop talking about some of the bullshit I didn't like, but let's talk about something that I liked at least parts of. I liked Ian Riccaboni on commentary. Ian Riccaboni and Taz would have been fine. Unfortunately, Excalibur was there. MJF and Hangman get good reactions. Now, I like the amphitheater setup, and I do want to say, though, that the back and forth, promo stuff where barb, this kind of stuff, I've kind of gotten annoyed with it. They did better here as far as recounting their history. Double or Nothing 2019, MJF and Adam Page being the last two in the Battle Royal. They had a guy with no legs and various other people, including Tommy Dreamer. I think that was more embarrassing to watch in a major league ring than a guy with no legs. So, talk about winning the diamond ring 6 times. The back and forth stuff's getting kind of old, though, because there were parts of this I liked, but it did not need to take almost the first 20 minutes of the fucking show. You could have cut this down by 5 minutes and it would have been just fine. So, MJF, by the way, is snapping, talking about the adulation of the people. There are times where it works, and there are times where it feels forced. It's like, oh, now he's going to turn this on. I like MJF. And I think this is actually the best version of Adam Page they've had in quite some time. You're redeemable, but not me. Talk about all the stuff you do and all the people you love, but do you love you? And he did edit shit. That was good, at least. Daniels was mentioned, and Hangman, even though he basically crippled the man, well, in kayfabe, was defending him. He's 10 times a man that you could ever hope to be. And he laid the groundwork for a lot of us to succeed because he wrestled everywhere and gave his mind, body, and soul. He's not wrong. I saw him wrestle really hard in front of 500 fucking people just a few years ago. Really nice guy, by the way. And MJF's talking about how, he's getting a little snide and a little bit angry, but, Page basically says that he's lied a lot, but he's never lied to the fans, and are you better than everyone? And I think deep down you know you aren't. MJF then says, I've earned everything, you were handed everything, You were one of the chosen one from the moment, this company was established before we even got on television. And name one thing you can do better. And he basically says, I am real. By the way, apparently he's a Ja Rule Jennifer Lopez song. That is a deep cut that I didn't even expect to do. And he referenced him being the main character earlier on. MJF did. You can be the main character all you want. I'm just better at being the bad guy. And then he spat at Paige. Now, there's supposed to be no physicality or there's going to be heavy fines. And then security gets involved. And then Daniel shows up and Paige almost hits him and he says, this is what I was fighting for the whole time. There were elements of this I liked. Again, I think there were parts that could have been cut down. They at least recounted the story and there's at least history here. There were elements that I didn't mind here. Grand Slam recap. Card rundown. O'Reilly, Cole, and Strong backstage about tonight's main event. Yeah, Strong and Orange Cassidy is the main event. They just threw up their hands and gave up. So a new theme for Joe's group, the OPP. Yeah, you know me, the OPPs. I know they're called the Ops, but I'm just going to call them the OPPs because it's funny. It's funny. They took on the Patriarchy with Shayna Wayne. My God, Shayna Wayne. 29 minutes into this show and the bell rang. And if I'm going to pick on WWE for it, I'm going to pick on AEW for it. I'm not saying you need to slam us right into the action, but that is why if you would cut that opening segment down by just a little bit, you could have had something. You could have really just, really hooked people and boom, brought them in. But speaking of which, the OPPs are Samoa Joe, Hook, Shibata, and his new brain. And yeah, referee Rick Knox, so nothing got accomplished because he sucks. The match was fine. Nick Wayne continues to get better, and Kip did his job getting beat up in Cage, being the chicken shit that he is. I think they're kind of almost done with Christian Cage. I know he did apparently sign a new deal, but he's got that contract, but I don't have any desire to see Christian Cage as world champion. Like that's just not good. That's not something that this company needs in 2025. A couple of years ago, maybe you could have done something. Now, no. Nick got choked out, and Shayna was upset that Cage did not help. So then Jericho started talking. I saw the clip of him taking Bandito's finish and being unable to do it. Just quit. Just fucking retire, you sack of shit. You absolute just pile of cow manure. Canadian cow manure, whatever. He can't fucking go anymore. There's nothing wrong with just leaving with your, tail tucked between your legs. Or maybe that's just, his pooch hiding the fact that he even has, any, goddamn genitalia. I don't know what the fuck I'm even on about. Jericho doesn't know what the fuck he's on about. He's facing Bandito on Collision, which apparently got taped, so I don't know if I'm going to even fucking bother watching it. And then Hobbs in, it's Mr. Bill, oh no. They've been building this up, it's a street fight. And look, I would have been all about these guys having a street fight and doing stuff with a few weapons. But then I saw they had barbed wire boards on tables, and they had other stuff and implements. And yeah, bricks were involved. She's a brick and I'm drowning slowly, and would have rather been beaten over the head with a goddamn brick rather than watch this match. Look, they like Hobbs, and they're trying to rebuild Hobbs. The problem is they're involving him with this Jericho group stuff, and I refuse to believe that if Jericho were to not be the Ring of Honor champion anymore, I refuse to believe that they're not going to just sink Hobbs down further and further with this stuff, because nobody gets over facing Chris Jericho. Nobody gets over feuding with him or the people in the periphery. Why did they have weird brick walls with their faces on them? Hobbs and Bill, I don't have any idea. They were in the crowd already. Hobbs was bleeding. Bill was bleeding at one point. Brian Keith got put through a table for what his stupid ass is worth, i.e. nothing. They have so many people signed to this goddamn company that are pointless. This Chris Jericho stuff is dog shit. Bricks in a backpack. Dragging the ratings down further. Bill got put through a wire table. And you can lose if you can't answer a 10 count, I guess. So, yeah, Bill got tangled up in the wire just too goddamn bad. And that's it. Hobbs won. That did not benefit Hobbs at all, because I refuse to believe this is going to be the end of that. And I can't see them actually trying to utilize Hobbs correctly, at least for the long term. They've just butchered it and botched it so many goddamn times. Renee is with Archer and Cage. Who told Brian Cage he should be allowed to cut a promo? Ring cleanup and Double or Nothing is going to be in Glendale. That is a 20,000 seat arena. They had around 14,500 for 2022 in Vegas. They had about 10,500 for 2023. And then they had 9,000 for 2024. Are you sensing a pattern here? They are really going to have to sell this, and look, maybe they'll do well. Maybe they'll do 10, 12,000. I hope they do. They're barely up to 8,000 in LA. I know crowd sizes aren't everything, but I was at WrestleDream in a 23,000 seat, dome. It could go up to 23,000, the Tacoma Dome. And we had like 6,300 people there, which is about the size of the crowd for WrestleDream the previous year. They either need to promote shit better, give people more shit that they want to watch, or they're not going to be able to draw anything more than just the regular fans. Toni Storm gets a big pop, and it was a promo with stuff I can't repeat. I encourage you guys to check this out. She says, Mariah, I beat you with my small package. You should have worn protection because I beat you with the biggest package there ever was. I don't know why that was funny. She mentioned Wendy Richter. She did some good stuff here, and she's over. I'll say that much. Who's she going to face next? I have no idea. I think they're going to have her and Mariah blow this thing off pretty soon. I think Mariah should win the championship back. I shall explain. Because who is Toni going to face besides Mariah? I mean, who do they have as far as proper heels that she's going to face? I'm asking a genuine question. I'm also asking another genuine question. Who told Gabe Kidd he should be a professional wrestler? Yeah, I enjoyed what he did against Kenny Omega, but they think, this guy is somebody that they could, utilize. No. No. Gabe Kidd's going to be on Collision. That gives me less reason to watch it. Willow then apparently is upset about not getting TV time. And then Marina Shafir shows up. At least I think so. We still don't know her. She does, but before that, Willow does call out Renee saying, by the way, your husband. Yeah, Renee, why don't you talk to your husband, you dumb broad? Jesus, I was really trying hard not to say a goddamn bad word. It makes Renee look stupid. It makes the company look stupid. And Tony does not need help making his company look stupid. Oh, look, then Marina is battling Willow, and nobody benefits from working with the Death Riders. This Death Rider stuff is terrible. They have Mop Top Yuta there. I actually think I hate him more than Orange Cassidy, because I can at least understand why people enjoy Orange Cassidy. I don't, but good God, Wheeler Yuta, go sit with the fans where you belong. Anyway, so yeah, the Death Rider stuff, they go to the ring, and then eventually Copeland shows up with Spike, the board with nails in it. A bigger board with bigger nails, and maybe they'll book a board of nails so big, it'll destroy them all. These are my people. I'll take them out one by one until I get to you. And this sounds familiar because they've done it before. They've done it with a lot of people, and you know what? It was done better before. I bless him. Copeland's still getting a good reaction, but he does not really mean even as much as he did on his debut. Oh, and Momo Watanabe is going to take on Mercedes at Revolution for the TBS title. They cut into Mercedes' promo, thank God, because this stupid bitch should not be cutting promos. You are not nearly the great talent that you think you are. Like, Mercedes is going to watch this. Like, she is just so infuriatingly fake and phony. This fake-haired, fake-ass bitch. And that's what she is. And fuck this fake-ass bitch. She may be able to wrestle in the goddamn ring, but you know what? I don't care. I do not care anymore if that sounds mean. She deserves to be ridiculed, not slandered, but ridiculed. Fans that want to say that she's not all that great have the right to say that, because in the ring, fine. Whenever she talks, I wish that the power of speech was taken from her. I wish she was a mute, because then I wouldn't have to hear that stupid, fake-ass, dumb voice. Go to goddamn Hollywood, you stupid goddamn weed-possessing bimbo. That's what she sounds like. She sounds like a fucking bimbo. Except bimbos actually have a purpose. And every time Mercedes opens her goddamn mouth, her purpose continues to get less and less and less and more microscopic. Anyway, Statlander took on Megan Bayne, and boy, I wanted to like this, but Megan Payne. Yeah, there was some pain. Must have been pain from the goddamn over-tanning that she did. The spray tan was so orange, it was so distracting. Yeah, they did some good stuff. They clubbed each other. Ford showed up at one point after a belly-to-back suplex over the top, and And F5 won it, and then Thunder Rosa showed up with a chair, and I don't know if everybody was out of position or what happened, but they made Thunder Rosa look like a goddamn idiot here, and Thunder Rosa's not an idiot. Brain farts can happen and stuff, but what was going to happen here? I mean, genuinely, this was awkward. She could have hit them with the chair 5-6 different times. I don't get it. I just don't fucking get it. It was not good. So, Caster Open Challenge on Saturday. Here's Rick Robshay. He says he's a winner, and he wants championship gold. Probably needs to look like less of an idiot and maybe take those glasses off and stop trying to channel Andrew Tate, because you don't want to channel a guy with his problems. Nevertheless, he's certainly trying here. Nana shows up and says that robe means something for those that are here, for those that are gone. And there's legacy. And there were Trevor chants because nobody really takes Ricochet seriously with the golden scissors and everything. And yeah, he tells Nana to take it. I think the ratings are going to take it. Take up a you-know-what with every time Ricochet talks, because the more he talks, the less I want to see him. JR joins commentary for Strong and Cassidy. The winner faces Takeshita, and the winner of that faces Omega. Keep in mind, Takeshita is the international champion. And Orange Cassidy won. The Callis family showed up. Mark Davis means absolutely nothing. Omega showed up, and poor Takeshita. That's what I noted. So there you are. Anyway, so yeah, that's all I got to say. So I'm going to reiterate here at the end. I am going to at least review Dynamite through Revolution, possibly through Dynasty. Not the show Dynasty, because it hasn't been on for years. But after that, if they start producing television like this where I'm not getting a lot out of it, I just get to where I am watching stuff on delay and barely getting... There were things I liked on this show. There was a format to it, and there was actually a little bit of cohesion, but then they would just fuck shit up. The more they do that, the less I want to watch it. It's gotten to the point where I barely watch WWE weekly. So if I just go to the pay-per-views and the big TV events, don't be surprised. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Ritland. I'll see you soon.